what would you do to make sure that we are able to diversify our economy a little bit so that we're ready for hurricanes or BRAC or anything like that?
Sure. Yeah. No, I am super glad that you asked that question, because that's so I'm currently on the board at Destin High School, and the reason that I got involved in that, other than the fact that I have kids myself, in fact, my kids weren't even going to go to Destin High School whenever I was first asked to be on the board, but I was still all in because I really believe in developing the pipeline of talent and all that sort of stuff. And sort of as a hiring manager in the defense industry myself, who benefits from that, I think I thought it was 68 cents, but you said 66, so I'll trust your numbers.
It was 66 in 2013, 2015.
No,
so
but it's
gotten bigger.
It's significant, right?
Yeah.
So we know it's significant. And so what I would say is, like, as a hiring manager in that industry myself, my dream is to see somebody who grows up here and is educated here and then works here, and that I can hire somebody that comes through Destin High School one day. That's going to be just a great sort of closed loop in my career, and so that's sort of why I do what I do, as far as that's concerned. But also, like, just the economy, man. We have to help develop these adjacent industries, right? So. It's as much as I love the fact that the military and the defense industry is such a large contributor to the economic base of this area, and that I am personally invested in it. We have to diversify. We have to build adjacent industries. And the great thing about defense specifically is that there's a lot of technology that goes into it. There are adjacent industries that contribute to it, but we don't have those employers that are sort of focused on the commercial side of that stuff, right? But we have amazing resources here in sort of the building blocks of that, right? We've got a great school system. We've got another thing that has kind of gotten me into some of the local politics and trying to grow the local economy is I see talented people coming through in the military that I work with day to day, and when they go to get out of the military or their time in the military is up, and they're looking for a job, a lot of times they have to go work elsewhere because we don't have the jobs here. Even though we have a strong defense base, it doesn't accommodate everybody that wants to be here, right? And so that to me is kind of tragic, right? Because you have somebody here that knows and loves the area, and they can't stay here because we just don't have the economic base for it. We don't have the economic diversity for it. And then, they also, the defense industry or the, military members, they come with family members as well, who they need jobs as well. Right. And I have kids, right? Like, I want my kids to be able to grow up here and work here, and not, whether they have, defense industry or a clearance or whatever themselves, I would like them to be economically healthy as well, right? Sort of the American dream. You want better for your kids. And so it's critical, right? How do we do that? Again, we have the building blocks, we have the talent, we have great organizations that sort of work in that, and I think that we just back them and we help them and we encourage them. Is there there's obviously Shoal River Ranch, that's a huge economic driver for the future of Okaloosa County. We need to make sure that we've got an anchor tenant that's I think supposed to break ground next year or so, but we've got to continue that. We've got to see those to completion, and then we've got to attract more. We've got to show, hey, look, we've got this anchor tenant and they're doing great, and so what other industries or what other companies around the country would be interested in putting a facility here at Shoal River Ranch as well. And we also have, we've got and this is probably maybe too closely tied to the defense industry to count as that diversity or whatever, but we also have the cybersecurity is enormous, and there's a commercial aspect to that as well. So it's not just defense industry, but cybersecurity, and I think I've heard this called the cyber coast. We've got the cyber ranges and all that stuff in this area, and we've got training that happens at Hurlburt Field, and we just have all kinds of resources in this area. Cybersecurity is one huge driver that you can do that. A lot of the cybersecurity you can do sort of remotely, and we could have a sort of a base here that contributes to cybersecurity for the commercial sector as well. That that serves the rest of the country. AI is a new technology that's coming about. There was an opportunity recently to sort of grow that more. I would like to re-engage with that because this area, somebody's going to drive it. Somebody's going to shape that technology, and I would love it to be our area. I would love it to be an area that has sort of the the worldview that we in Okaloosa County have, that's going to help shape that new industry, because it can be dangerous. It can be something that people might be concerned with, right? And wouldn't you rather have some control over that or some influence on that rather than just letting somebody else drive that, because it's going to affect all of our lives anyways at some point.